In another lesson, we discussed how a buyer can accept goods. Now let's talk about the buyer's other option, rejection. Under Article 2, if the buyer doesn't effectively reject a tender, the goods are deemed accepted. After acceptance, the buyer can no longer reject the goods, only revoke acceptance. A buyer may reject goods by seasonably notifying the seller of the rejection within a reasonable time after tender or delivery. At a minimum, a reasonable time for rejection includes time for the buyer to inspect the goods. Imagine that a resort contracted to purchase scuba tanks from a dealer. After taking delivery of the tanks, the resort inspected them and found damage to the tank's valves. 2 days later, the resort notified the dealer of the defects and informed the dealer that it wished to reject the tanks. Was the resort's rejection effective? Yes. Considering the nature of the goods and the need for a thorough inspection, the resort rejected the tanks and notified the dealer within a reasonable time after delivery and inspection. By contrast, let's say that after taking delivery, the resort stored the tanks for 6 months without any further communication with the dealer. Finally, after 6 months, the resort notified the dealer that it wished to reject the tanks. In this scenario, the resort's rejection was likely untimely. The resort had ample time to inspect the tanks and ascertain any defects. The passage of time would lead the dealer to reasonably conclude that the resort had accepted the tanks.